And here we have it, just a few days after the reveal trailer. We got the gameplay trailer for Battlefield 2042. It takes all the strength, and I say 2142. But that's not what it is. So let's just get right into it. Oh shit! So it is 128. Damn.
Attention all squads. The Russian troops are falling back. Do whatever you can to secure the sector. We pushed them back, but not far enough.
Now, I'm already doubting this is entirely all the gameplay because it's usually all pre-rendered, but at least it'll give us an idea of what's in the game. Okay. Emotep is here. Whoa. Hey, this is definitely looking like Battlefield.
Stop! Watch out! We need to get away from the storm! Elevator, right here!
Oh, damn. Well, that's interesting. That. And there's the taxi from the trailer. I want to see what the rest of that launch looks like. Okay, so that, I'm guessing this is just the straight up reveal presentation. This is probably going to come out in sometime in November. Let's see if the previous games are anything to go by late in the year. So like I said, this is probably all pre-rendered because they always do that, but at least it gives us an idea of what will likely be in the game.
Do whatever you can to secure the sector.
That's not what I meant to do.
Do not let them
So 128 players. Let me do the math on that because I have no idea how much that is per team. 128. Alright. Yeah, it's 64 players. Wow, that's double what we had in the last games. So, first problem I would see with that is if this game isn't good, they're not going to be able to fill those lobbies. So hopefully they nail it. Okay, so as far as future tech goes, because this is 20 years in the future, it's nothing super extravagant, which is what I was expecting. That's what I said in the reveal trailers. It's stuff that's plausible. Man, I'm curious as to how the helicopter combat will have changed since the Battlefield 4. Because it doesn't look like it's that different. I mean, it will probably be different once there's a guy's body. Ah, that guy right there. Because helicopters have always been a bit tricky to fly. Hopefully they can simplify that so that it's not just the friggin' aces that are just tearing things up. Grappling hook. First thing that I thought of, because I've been playing it a lot recently, is Titanfall 2. Like, that's straight up a lot of the movement stuff in there. Sandstorm, obviously, we saw that in the reveal trailer. As for the HUD, I should say, this is very much the previous games. This is not that different, you know, your squad layout, your map. It seems like, you know, this side's changed a bit, because I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 1 recently. I've been getting back into that. And, yeah, this is not, you know, the exact layout, but it's not that different from the ones we had in 4, 3, 1, I think 5. I didn't play a lot of 5. So nothing revolutionary there. You just airdrop in tanks. That's pretty awesome. I wonder how many tanks you can actually have this time, because if they're upping it to 64 v 64, you gotta have more vehicles. I'm curious as to what that will look like, because I think like 4, maybe. I mean, some maps it was like what, 4 tanks on each side. I'm thinking like Goldman Railroad had like 4 tanks for each side. But that's a more open map, so I'm assuming that would be what determines it, because that looks like more tanks here. I don't know if those are, because they get the dots on them. Perhaps those are drivable. If they are, that's 4 tanks right there. If that's a recently destroyed tank and not just scenery, then that's 5 tanks. Okay, maybe we're looking at 5, 6 tanks on each side. Yeah, good luck doing. I mean, well, helicopters are pretty easy to hit if you're good enough. Whatever this is, oh, it's an LATV. It's an LAV, so that's something we've seen in the previous games. Little featurey. Jets, of course. And now the big thing. So, like, again, I'm referring back to 1 and 4 and 3, because those are the ones I played the most of. I didn't play a lot of Hardline. I didn't play a lot of 5, so I can't be. I don't know how things were that much when it comes to stuff like this in 5. But we got a big storm. Holy crap! That poor guy right there. So it must have enough force to like disorient you, I'm assuming. I mean, we saw that in the reveal trailer. It lifts you up. I'm guessing if you're like in a helicopter or something, if you fly by, you're gonna get tossed. Now this is pretty nuts, because not in the previous games that I played that you can just swap out attachments on the fly. I'm assuming maybe because there's gonna be more attachments than this. The other games had way more stuff you could have on your gun when it came to sights and grips. So maybe, I'm guessing you choose 3 each and just you're able to swap out in between those. Because there's no way it's just gonna be that. Like Battlefield 4, you had a bunch of stuff you could have on your muzzle, and a bunch of sights. Yeah, I'm gonna take it that you choose the ones you want that you can just swap out on. And we see some gadgets down here. I'm curious to what they are. And obviously we have a revolver with a scope on it. Good luck with that. And what looks like a vector, more future vector. Okay, so that's C4 then, right there. Well, trying to figure out what classes these are. Because obviously it's gotta be the same class we've seen before: engineer, support, medic / assault, and sniper recon. But if there's any sort of customization, and that's factored into your icon. Because I'm guessing, well, this must be the assault, because assaults usually have the SMGs, and I'm guessing that's an SMG right there. Although I thought it was support that carried the C4. They changed these things up. Maybe that's what it is. This is also conquest, clearly, because you see the flags. Wow. How? I can't really see where the flags are, so I have no idea how big this map is. It must be huge to facilitate 128 players and what look like 5-6 tanks per side. Which that will just get it. I mean, this is apparently it's 64's V64 on next gen, so Series X, PS5. I have a 1. But I do have a PC, obviously, so although I don't think it's going to be able to handle this, but it'll be curious to see the differences between last gen and this gen. It reminds me of when Battlefield 4 had come out, and there's that difference between, 361, PS3, PS4, then with the players, player count sizes, team sizes, and the map sizes, and a lot of the levolution stuff that can happen, which I'm wondering how much damage the storms actually do, if that can be qualified as a levolution, because that's something I wish they would bring back. What I want was something like in how Battlefield 1, the blimp could crash down on anywhere in the map, and that's just a permanent until the game is over. Obstruction is the wreckage of the blimp, and where it would land is, it could be anywhere, and I was hoping for something like that, where destruction could just happen anywhere. It changes the map in ways that are significant. I don't know how taxing that would be on a system, but I think that would be cool. And obviously we get the wingsuits, which seem to take you to third person. Okay, so maybe just to get an idea of how big these maps are. Some of these flags look pretty close. So I'm guessing there's gonna be an outskirts area and the city area. Maybe I'm guessing it's something like Dawnbreaker, where it's city, but there's limits to the city. But from a distance, it gives it the appearance of being bigger than the map actually is. Okay, let's get an idea of all these maps. So yeah, this is obviously Recon. Okay, I'm getting some Op Metro vibes from this. And what I'm hoping is that because we see like the plume of smoke, that becomes an obstruction, large obstruction, because it looks like it's only on like well, why am I putting my hands against the screen? On this side and this side and this side maybe will be less smoky. And I'm curious as if the rocket just goes up and away, or if it can crash down, because if it crashes down then that's going to be something to see in the game. It's just the rocket coming back down. You got to get the hell out of the way. But I'm digging what I'm seeing. I'm really looking forward to when we get the actual gameplay presentation to see how all this performs in real time. This looks awesome. A lot of the gameplay stuff looks very Battlefield, not big change from what I've been seeing in the games I've been revisiting. But this inclusion of all the future tech, the grappling hook and the slightly more advanced vehicles, and stuff like this, where you can just swap out attachments on the fly. As well as I'm hoping we get some customization, because that was something I did like in Battlefield 5, is that you could customize your guys. Yeah, I think that's a cool thing that gives people stuff to unlock and work towards alongside your gun customization. And I'm really interested to see what kind of gadgets we're dealing with, because if the grappling hook is any indication of the kind of gadgets that classes can have when it comes to the future tech, we could be looking at some really neat stuff to play around with. You know, not just your C4s and your landmines and stuff. Hopefully some stuff that's like future. I'm not creative enough to think of like future stuff right now, other than a grappling hook. But oh, twin rotor. I don't know why we don't have helicopters like that, other than like a Chinook or something. But yeah, some future stuff. Riot shield. So I'm guessing that's a heavy support class thing. But this looks, yeah, I'm digging this. The reveal trailer really impressed me. What I'm seeing here is really cool looking. I'm looking forward to playing it. Of course, this all hinges on the gameplay reveal presentation. Who is hosting it, how they present it, and what we actually see, and the months leading up to its release. Because again, Battlefield 5 was a learning experience. They did everything wrong when it came to revealing the game and talking about the game and trying to market the game. Okay, so I'm guessing, side note, grappling hook must be a recon gadget, which makes sense. You know, your recon, you want to get up in high places, have a sniper post. But this looks awesome. It's continuing the hype that I got from the reveal trailer. Please don't fuck it up. That's all I can say. We'll be there July 22nd. See what Battlefield has in store for us. What do you think of this reveal? What do you think of the gameplay? Do you think this is going to be good or bad? The usual questions that I would like to see your answers to later. If I can get this to work later.